Okay, so we're doing some viewer tattoos here today, and we're starting off with one that apparently got lost in the shuffle at some point, but I look at this thing and I swear to God that we had this on the show at some point already, but he hasn't seen it, and I can't, like, I've seen other tattoos probably similar to this, so there's a chance that that's the case.
So maybe we've seen it, maybe we haven't.
I would say that, like, YouTube does not show you all the episodes. Yeah. I know these viewer tattoo ones in general, they don't generally get as much click as some more scandalous stuff does. Mm-hmm. So it is more likely that you didn't watch all the episodes. And I've said this before, like, I don't care. You don't have to watch them all, but, like, unless you do, you're probably going to miss something.
Yeah.
And you might be in that video.
So this one says, "Hey Remy, big fan of yours. Just wanted you to check out this Michael Myers piece I got done. Very happy with it. Would love to hear your thoughts. Cheers." I don't remember this one, personally.
I'm pretty sure we've seen it, but yeah. So we got the polarized lens in full blast here.
Which makes me sad.
Which, I don't think this needs it at all, but this is what once you start seeing it, you see it all the time. Like, every fucking tattooer takes their photos in the abyss.
The one reason I do feel like we've seen this one is this tiny little house.
Yeah, I'm sure that we've already commented on the wood grain and all this
and
shit.
It's beautifully done for such a tiny little house, right?
I think, like, I don't know why you kept the Roman numerals. It must be some death date or memorial thing underneath or something. But, like, my reason that I would like to get rid of that is because I hate how high this ends on the wrist.
Yeah.
Like, what are the chances you're going to do anything below that? And now you have this ring of space there, right? I think it would have been, and I still think you could probably build, like, the street leading out from the house over top of that if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. Like, the texture work in his face is great, and obviously in the house is awesome, right? Especially to be working that small in there and that wood grain. It's really good to be able to capture that kind of detail in a small space like that. And not worried about aging. Sometimes, people will, oh, but how's that going to look? It's like better, probably. Like, probably better. Like,
yeah.
Most things that, as long as their spacing is proper, like, you can do things at any size, and I don't see anything in there that gives me cause for concern. I always love seeing, like, those micro-realism, like, posts where it's like, oh, none of that'll work. And it's like, are you just spouting off right now, or do you have some proof of that? Like, what are you basing that on, right? Have you seen things heal over the years?
Me and Alex were just talking about a really good one. An artist that we both follow, and I can't remember who it was, posted a Betty Boop. Like a really, like, beautifully done, like, micro-realistic little Betty Boop face. And it was quarter size.
Yeah.
So teeny, gorgeously done. And then they show the healed few years in photo, and it's barely there.
A quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter. We're talking a quarter. Like,
it's so tiny.
Anything done at a quarter, unless it's a black blob, is going to be a black blob.
Yeah, it wasn't a black blob. It was gone.
But
like,
that's because, like, certain needle groupings that would have used to make that image.
Yeah, your ones and your threes.
They're not big enough to saturate ink into the skin. It's the same reason why, like, you need a certain size needle for an injection, right? Or else you can't get the fluid in. I don't know why we think that this is, unless you're doing dots, maybe you could get the depth right. But for saturation, to be using very, very small needles, they don't pack things well.
Right.
Right. So that's why that happens. But there's nothing in here like that. And you'll get those kinds of comments on tattoos like this sometimes. But, like, yeah, if you're doing something at the size of a quarter, like, you're kind of set your expectations. Like, I don't recommend getting quarter-sized tattoos at all for any reason, anywhere.
I hate attacking the fine line artists because there's a lot.
Well, again, that's a problem with needle groupings.
But they never, like, those really fine line tattoos, I have not seen one stay.
They're not put in a way that can work.
I'm sure someone can get them to work. There's probably someone out there that does really good fine line tattoos, but I've never seen one work.
There's a version of that appearance that is doable, but you can't do, like, certain needle groupings just can't pack certain amounts of ink. It's just the way it is. Like, almost all the stuff I had on my torso with a one-liner just kept spitting out. All it was torture and scar tissue.
Crazy.
That's it. And that's a problem with needle grouping. But anyway, we're getting a little carried away. I think it's really easy to make a sleeve out of this. Like, if he hasn't already, I think it's incredibly easy. The artist did himself a huge favor with this soft fade. This is the soft fade I'm always telling Dave about, right? Like, you can, like, not a hard black border, a soft fade. Then you transition into your next piece.
Yeah, I think like this soft fade, I mean, for me, could have even been smaller at the top.
Oh, sure. But like, they're already in a fairly large scale with this portrait.
Yeah.
So like, they just keep that same kind of gradient going and work with that. I think it's very easy to imagine adding to this. And if you have, send what's next.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, it's good. Hopefully he'll see this video.
Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe if I put it in the thumbnail.
Yeah, there you go. That's smart.
Yeah, I won't get any clicks though.
Yeah.
You need something really, like really shocking. You got to give him a bang to know when to clap.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
So this next one is from Dear Nicholas.
Yes, I would be very sad not to include my friend Nicholas whenever he sends me something.
So Nicholas says, "Hey Remy, this is a drawing my friend in jail drew and sent me a pic of. I thought it was really cool, so I got it. It was done by the same guy who did the Reaper on my back. Took 3 hours."
You know what? That's the most concise he's ever said anything, and also that's the most honest email I think I've ever read.
Yeah.
I thought this was cool, so I got it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's all it has to be.
That's all it has
that
to be.
blue-eyed lion is not for your grandfather.
No,
It's
no.
not.
No.
I don't care if you think it is. It's not. How many tattoos has he had now since he said he wasn't getting any more?
A lot.
Remember when you were like, "Oh, it was so sad"? I'm like, "There's no chance."
Yeah, you've been quote unquote done-ish before too.
Yeah, but
Done-ish.
it's not even close to the same thing, because when I've said that, kind of, it was like, "Oh, I reached the end of a bodysuit journey," you know, and it's like, "Well, what do I do now? We start over."
Yeah.
But this is like, until he's completely destroyed his body with these, I expect more of them.
Right.
Now, this one, it's got like a really gooey texture to it.
So for me, when I was looking at it closely just a second ago, I can really,
I don't want to get any closer to it.
Oh, I can really see that the artist who did this probably hasn't done a lot of stomach tattoos. Stomach tattoos are really hard.
Yeah, it's too much stretch.
And you can see like wobbles, stretchy
you
wobbles.
can straight up see spots where the lines are not there.
In the lines, especially in this circle, and like this is a hard spot to tattoo.
The only reason why you can see that line at all is because of the perimeter black.
Yeah.
There's not really any line
Yeah.
at the bottom there. There's like no line.
Yeah.
At the top there is, but yet that's how you can tell the stomach is stretchier than the chest area.
Stomachs are a nightmare.
Sure.
I feel so bad. I have part of my stomach done. I feel bad for asking anyone to do that. I want the rest of my stomach done, and just the thought of going to any of the artists in our shop and being like, "This spot sucks. You want to tattoo it?"
Well, I mean, they
would happily do it, but
right, like it's but like
it's so hard.
Like
I hate
it
tattooing
depends
stomachs.
too on the person. Some people have stretchier skin than others.
I have tattooed the
Doesn't matter about
skinniest
fitness.
people.
It's not that. I just mean that there's something to skin, like thinness and elasticity.
Yeah.
Some people have tighter skin than others, and you can be at any size.
Oh, yeah.
There are people who are very large that have tight skin.
True that.
So it's not about that. It's just, especially like even me at my thinnest. Like when I was like 145, my stomach was super stretchy because I had been bigger.
Yeah.
So if you lose a shitload of weight, then your stomach's like fucking, yeah, you got to get like both arms going, like full fucking shoulders
Not
involved.
my most favorite place to tattoo.
And it's not the best place for the client either. No one likes tattoo on the stomach. They look nice, but
Yeah.
this is a pretty poor offering from Nicholas. And I mean,
I
they got
think that
sizing kinda.
I think the drawing would have been really cool. I think it's a neat design.
This eye, the pyramid eye
Sorry.
with the snake, it looks like melting pizza.
Yeah, but maybe
Or it's
that
got
was
like
the
a
idea.
yogurt tech. I don't think that was the idea at all. I think you're giving them way too much credit. Like, it's obviously not done well, and you know, the design is better than the execution of the design. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I had to give you anything, it's better than some of the slop you've sent me.
Yeah.
So it's certainly not the worst of the bunch. So at least we're moving in a better direction, but we're still quite a ways off.
Right.
So, let's see what's next.
More,
we got more horror.
More stuff to read. Good afternoon, bud. I'm sending you my second sitting of my custom horror outer sleeve. I hope you're enjoying them. Couple more sittings. Thank you for hopefully taking the time to check it out. Tattoo artist Leo, owner Humboldt Inc. Thanks, Evan. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I think we've seen part of this at some point. I can't remember though. Like, what is the top of this? I think it was a Jason mask or something at the top.
This. I mean, I like this. I like the scale. I like that it's quite huge.
I think it's all like that. I think this guy had a Jason mask on the top of his arm. I think that's the part one of this, and like it's pretty common to put these guys all together. I mean, like this is like if Rick could do what he wants to do every day, he would just do this. He would just do horror portraits all the time, right? Like you give him a perfect case scenario, it's a horror portrait. I don't know how many times he's done Mike Myers or Jason or what the fuck's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? The hell's his name? Leatherface. Like,
and then the guy from Saw.
It's really, he hasn't done that one as much. That's not nearly as iconic. I think it's like Freddy is more iconic. People like Freddy. Rick doesn't like Freddy. We found out at a Christmas party.
Yeah.
Freddy gets a Jason mask.
Yeah.
Fuck Freddy.
Yeah.
Freddy's a child toucher.
Yes.
So anyway,
I like that.
These horror sleeves are always like, especially when you have a high level guy doing them, they're so paint by numbers because you just slam these multiple horror icons together.
Yeah,
and there's a million cool ways to do them because there's
seen like a truly unique one in a while.
Well, it's not even just like you can put them together in different ways. It's just that there's so many like iconic shots from the movies that you can mirror, right? So like some things there are very few references for, like good references. But for these guys, there's like any number of good references, like because they've been done so many times in so many different movies, and there's so many iconic shots with them. Like this is a really cool reference, right? This like the face and the knife is a really cool one.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of dynamic contrast in here. And you'll notice they didn't take this one in the abyss either.
No. I was wondering. I didn't think there was polarized light on it.
Well, there might be, but they're not in the dark room.
Well, it's just not as badly done, like the photo.
These things look better healed, and it's a shame that we almost never see the healed photo. And again, that's too bad that social media doesn't like to show us those either. We don't like to double tap those. I know this because my healed stuff never does as well as fresh, even if it looks the same. It's something about humans, they just like fresh tattoos.
Right.
If there's anything fresh in a video ever or a photo, that's the thing everyone always likes. They don't like anything that's healed, ever. And it's not because it looks worse. Like, it's just like, ooh, shiny. Like that moisture look. I don't know what it is about that people just fucking love. I've had people say they want to lick my skin when it's fresh.
No. Ugh.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy. But like that's very depraved kind of dumb people, right? Like they can't control their urges. And yeah, they just spit shit like that out, and social media is making that worse. I really like the texture work in the face here though. Really, really nice.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking I like the texture as well.
Yeah, and the shine of the knife around the edge is a really cool touch.
Yeah.
And it keeps that sharpness, because like it would be really easy to forget the sharpness of the knife because you're so focused on getting everything in the portrait correct, and then to make that knife still be sharp while getting the softness of the face, that's difficult because it could very easily look like a banana, right? So I think that what makes this tattoo work is the small line of white and the black shadowing off the dagger or the knife. Without that, I think he's holding like a pogo or a popsicle or something, you know? Like it's very easy to lose the focus in these kinds of things. So there's actually quite a bit of attention to detail in this, and there's a lot to love when you look at it close.